today's video, I'm going to take this 1.5 inch wide by 1/4 inch thick piece of leaf spring, and we're going to make a blacksmith knife of sorts. It's going to be all just one piece steel handle, and kind of an idea I've been kicking around in my head. I hope it turns out pretty decent. As far as the knife side of it goes, I'm not really sure what type of knife I'm going to make. It would be cool to kind of pull down a little cleaver maybe if I could, but yeah, we'll deal with that when we get to that end. But we're going to go ahead and start on the handle side, and because that's kind of where I'm kind of brainstorming and wanting to kind of figure out kind of a new style for myself for making a blacksmith knife. So hold on, stick around, and see what we come up with. Alright, for what I got in mind, it's going to take an awful lot of material to make this handle. So I'm using the tapered end of the leaf spring to my advantage. And I'm going to isolate an area, probably right around half. I'm going to do a set down, then I'm going to just start drawing this handle out. It's going to be very, very long. Alright, so I'm going to take, it looks to be about just shy of half. I'm going to start to isolate. So from here to here is what I'm going to draw out to make the handle. Alright, so I got the big hammer out. Yeah, making this handle is going to be a lot of drawing out. So I'm just going to be doing this, stretching it out, thinning it down, trying to get it right around, I don't know, 1/4 inch round in diameter. So it's just going to be more and more of this. I'll bring you back periodically just to show you progress. Alright, progress report. So I got just behind the blade started. Now I'm going to start thinning this down. Doing the handle is always the longest part on a blacksmith's knife. The nice thing is, when it's done, it's done. Alright, so bring it back, we'll get a little bit further. Alright, progress report. So kind of see how far I've come, so I'm doing most of the work on the horn. Every once in a while I'll throw it on the flat to kind of keep everything close to where it's going to be. If you just work on the horn the whole time, the metal, it'll actually twist. Kind of corkscrew on you. Alright, so progress report. So I worked out to the end, and then I came back. Now I'm going back out to the end again. still using the giant hammer. Oops. That's a bad hit. We're going to have about a 4-inch handle. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now. And all of this is going to be wrapped around it. Alright, so another progress report. Power hammer would be nice with this. I don't know if the neighbors would tolerate that though. Hammer's getting heavy. I gotta get this drawn out so I can switch to something lighter. I'm gonna work out here on the tip. This 6-pound hammer is starting to feel like a 10-pound hammer. Alright, so I'm going to set up a second isolation. I'm going to kind of terminate where the end of the handle is going to be. So it looks like it's about 4.5-inch handle. Progress report. I'm not going to say this is the smartest thing I've ever done, but we have it drawn out. Now I'm going to start to round it up. It should make it even a little more thinner and longer. So I'm going to start at the tip and I'm going to round it up as I go down. Oh, I think I got way more material than I need. So I'm going to guess and take about a foot off. With my magnet on the bottom side. Must have been under the hardy hole. Alright. So I took about a foot off. Alright, so I'm going to re-taper this. Round the end back up. I think I'm going to put a twist. I'm going to put a twist on all this.
let's see if I can make heads or tails of this. Do some spacing here. Try to get something that looks even. Wrapping this thing around. A lot tougher than I was expecting. Probably because wrap probably should have been a bit thinner. I will probably fiddle with this and bring you back when I get something decent here. I think I'll be able to get it. Just fiddle time. Fiddle time, so alright, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to fiddle with this until I get something that halfway symmetrical. Alright, so I think I got something I like. I'm going to contour the handle a little bit. I don't want it just straight. Add a little bit of a bow. Nothing crazy, just something subtle. Alright, I'll let this cool down. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to forge a knife or a cleaver or something, I don't know yet. So I just decided to leave all the metal on it and make a big chopper. I cleaned up the front on the belt grinder. To make the smooth forge go faster. Alright, so I'm just kind of doing a pre-form on my profile. I'm gonna try to do minimal amount of grinding on this. I kind of just want to forge it and put an edge on it. So see how close I can get. All right, so I'm gonna get this little curly Q out of the way, just for the knife forging, and then we'll put it back. I'm just hitting on the back of the spine, trying to get a curve. Get a curve in the blade. Kind of going in the down. Kind of curving down. And then we're going to come in, throw some bevels in. I don't want this video to get super long, so I'm not going to form all the forging. I'm not going to forge all the forging. I'm not going to film all the forging. Of this blade. I might bring you back in one or two more times. So I'm about halfway up the blade. And this seems to be my preferred method of beveling a knife. I'll leave the stock a little thick. Put a slight pre-curve in it. But if it starts to get out of control, you just start thinning the spine down. And that'll push it back down. So as you bevel it, it's going to go this way. If it starts to get out of control, you can have a little extra thickness in your spine. Hit back up on the spine and it'll start to work it back down the other way. Alright, so I'm up here at the end. And I'm trying to get the front shaped up. So that'll be a few more heats, and then we'll show you where we wind up. Alright, so I'm gonna stop my forge in here, I think. Put my little curly cube back in place. Just kind of give it an overall once over, and yeah, we're gonna call this forged. I think I need to put in the vise, straighten the handle up a little bit. It's got a little bit of wonkiness on the handle. So I will take care of that. And then we're going to be off to a profile on the belt sander and hopefully wrap this one up. We will see. Alright, so I'm going to stop the forge in here. Been doing a series of normalizations. And after that cools down, I think it's like the third one, plus some straightening in the vise. After that cools down, we'll do a profile and wrap this video up. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this project up. I got the profile done, and this thing is ready for heat treat. I'm not going to lay in any bevels. I'm just going to stay with the forged finish. I'm going to put a razor sharp edge on it, of course, but that's kind of how it turned out. I drew that out forever, and I cut about a foot off after I drew it out, and I think it probably benefited. I didn't want to cover up the center tang, but yeah, I think it turned out pretty decent. But there it is. I'm gonna knock this video off. Big giant chopper with a wraparound twisted handle with a hanger on it. So I don't know what you'd use it for. Maybe you could cut some pizzas, or I don't know, use it to carve something. But this video is pretty much done. I have project number 3 to get to. First project of the day, if you missed it, is on a short. It's a spatula with a similar style handle, and of course now I got the chopper, and now project 3 is going to be these 2 T-bones and that there charcoal. So I'm kind of hungry after a hard day of forging, and I'll shut you guys down. Thank you for stopping by. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one.